So we're trying to find the sum of 4x squared minus 9 and 3x minus x squared minus 7. So instead of drawing 4 of the big x squared tiles, 9 of the little negative tiles, we're going to do something called combining like terms. So combining like terms, we're going to kind of write that definition up at the top. So two things are like terms if they have the same variable and if they have the same exponent. So if it doesn't have the same variable or it has a different exponent, it is not considered a like term and you cannot combine them. So what we're going to do is we're going to line up our like terms for number 1. So the word sum means to add. So we're going to add the two polynomials. Sum means to add. So if it tells you to find the sum, we're going to do 4x squared. And then we're going to line up the negative x squared underneath of that. And then we're missing a middle term with an x, and then we're going to line up the positive 3x under that. And then we have negative 9, and we're going to line up the negative 7 underneath that. So we line up all of our like terms, and if we're missing any terms, we can just let 0 take that as a placeholder. So we're going to do 4x squared plus negative 1x squared. So 4 plus negative 1 would be 3, and then you keep the x to the second power. And we're going to go through each set of like terms. So 0 plus 3 would be positive 3. Keep the x. You don't ever change the variable, and you don't ever change the exponent. And then negative 9 plus negative 7 is negative 16. So it definitely can't be B, and it definitely can't be D. So the correct answer is A or C. Which one do you guys think? 3x squared plus 3x minus 16. That would be A. So this time it says subtract the expressions. What is the difference? So we're going to line up our like terms again. So 10m to the second power and negative 2m to the second power. We're going to line those up because they both have an m and they both have an exponent of 2. And then we're going to line up our negative 6m and our positive 5m. And then we line up our positive 1 and our negative 3. So we're subtracting all of these terms. So we got to put a minus sign. So 10 minus negative 2 is the same thing as saying 10 plus 2. So we'll have 12m and keep the exponent of 2. You never change the exponent. You never change the variable. Then the next set, we have negative 6 minus 5. So negative 6 minus 5 is negative 11, and you keep the m. This one is 1 minus negative 3, which is the same thing as saying 1 plus 3, which is positive 4. So looking at our choices, it can't be A or B because of the first term. But if we look at our answer choices, D would be the best choice because it's a positive 4 and not a negative 2. So this one says, what is 7p to the second power minus 3p minus 4 plus 2p squared plus p minus 4? So we're going to be adding them because of that plus sign there. So let's line up our like terms. So anything with an exponent of 2, we're going to put first. Then comes the part without the exponent. So lining up our first terms, our middle terms, and then our last terms, which don't have a variable at all. And we're adding, so we're going to put a plus sign out front, and then we're just going to add the like terms. So 7 plus 2 is 9p to the second power. Don't change the exponent, don't change the variable. Then I have negative 3 plus, technically there's a 1 there, so negative 3 plus 1, which is negative 2, keep the p. And then negative 4 plus negative 4 is negative 8. So it's not going to be A because of the exponent. It's not going to be D because it's 3 terms and not 2 terms. So the best choice would be choice C. 9p squared minus 2p minus 8.